Well, people, if you're watching Love and Marriage Huntsville, you know that this man, Marceau, is such a troll and he definitely enjoys trolling people. So I was really glad that Mel checked him at this little catch up that they had, because why is he trying to talk about, well, your company is bankrupt, and where is it now kind of shade, when you know that she went for a divorce and that was the reason why they had to dissolve the company, well, file bankruptcy. But like she said, essentially, Marceau has also filed bankruptcy. So she definitely checked him on that and let him know, yeah, you can't talk about me when you've got your own problems and you know that mine was for a different reason. What was yours for? So yes, eventually he did apologise to her for being rude and always trying to shade her about her business. Like I said, I feel like he slightly loves Mel because his obsession is just really ridiculous at this point. But yeah, glad that he eventually apologised for that. Now, Tiffany and Lou, I thought it was interesting when Tiffany was saying that, she didn't think having a baby would change her life. I'm like, what? Are you serious? As a mother already, you really know that these children are going to change your life. And if memory serves me right, I do believe it was Tiffany who kept saying she wanted to have a baby, and Lou wasn't quite on board with it at first. He eventually did get on board with it. But, and that's not to say, it gives him an excuse. I'm saying that essentially he is out there, making money for the family and he has to travel for his job. But I thought it was interesting, the way she was kind of trying to say, I want you to kind of be there for me a bit more, blah, blah, blah. And clearly she's going through postpartum, which isn't great. But I just feel like she needs to stop being delusional because, of course, having a baby is going to change the way things operate. That's just common sense. And, I don't understand what on earth she was thinking otherwise. It's giving Delulu, like, what are we doing here? It's going to change your world in some shape or form. So that just didn't make any sense to me. Now, this Black Expo debrief feedback situation was interesting because I felt like Maurice and Kimmy, who apparently organised it, maybe they should have actually led it, because with Marceau leading it, it was a hot bloody mess. Like, what on earth? This man didn't really want feedback to me. It's like he was taking some notes, but then just throwing shade and jabs at everyone. Firstly bringing up the whole, sit down he had with Mel. And of course, Martell wasn't happy to hear that he was trying to shade her about, her business experience. Because, of course, all business experience is relevant. And he knows that. He's just being a troll because he enjoys being a troll. But what I found interesting was how Tisha was so silent when Stormy was calling her man a bitch how many times underneath her breath and kind of out loud, to the point where, Marceau said, yes, I'm a bitch, I'm a bad bitch, which had me cracking up because I was like, okay, then own your situation, that's fine. But I felt like Stormy A came in and was very disrespectful in the sense that she didn't even greet him, because, you're in a professional setting, you're having a meeting about something that's happened. So be professional. What's with all the attitude? I feel like she very much has kind of ghetto vibes in the meeting and in the way she seems to be doing business. I'm just like, she's always kind of got something slick to say, and whilst I understand her frustrations about certain things, there's way to say things, and I feel like she's always trying to get Courtney involved in things, and I'm just like, well, we don't want Courtney to come and mash up people and do anything, because I feel like that's what can happen. Just leave it to where it is and keep it professional. That's what she needs to focus on being more professional. Get your point across, but there's no need to be calling people's names. And I do feel like, even though I do feel like Marceau can be a bitch, I do feel like actually Tisha should be checking her more, because that's your friend. And actually, if you were saying that about her husband, trust and believe that this girl would probably want to fight you. So I'm not saying you should fight her around the table, but I feel like you need to put her aside and let her know that she can't be doing that and just referring to your husband as a bitch in these particular settings. Now, I do like Courtney. I felt like he handled it well, particularly when Marceau was saying things like, this question is for Courtney's wife, or whatever he said. I just thought, Lord have mercy, the shade is just ridiculous. But, Courtney always seems to handle himself quite well in these situations. Now, Martell, I don't understand how many times Chris has to tell you that you need to vacate the property. The man has a house to sell. He's let you stay there, but yet you are still telling him yet a week and a half, and all this foolishness. If this was not your friend and a realtor or a estate agent over here in the UK, you couldn't be telling them about, no, it's a week and it's this. If they give you a deadline to get out, you need to get your backside out of the house and let the man do his business. Just because you're friends doesn't mean you can take the piss, which you are doing. Now, besides you taking the piss on that, I thought it was good that he really got flared up about the whole Marsau situation, because rightfully so. Because when Chris told him that, Marsau has been basically shading them and talking about, well, he owns Scott, like Martell said, if it weren't for him, he wouldn't own anything. So I do feel like Marsau needs to chill and humble himself. And it looks like next week we're going to see Martell definitely let him know what he feels about that. It's also good to see Martell getting back on track and getting back to business, which, is good for him, because he was saying that his business got hit after the divorce. So it's good to see him back out there doing things. But anyway, what did you guys think of the episode? That was my little quick recap. Let me know your thoughts below.